Welcome back to this channel. It's been a while and I'm very happy to see you right here in this channel today. All the way we have been talking about using W3 CSS to style your HTML element. Today we're heading to the topic known as W3 CSS input. And you all know what input is all about. Input is used to design a form for a server side to access your details and your information. And using the CSS we use to implement the word forms input, and we go into the CSS style and we style it and we see the result. But right here we're going to be doing as usual our inline styling, but we're going to be using a word called W3 input to indicate that it's an input, and you see the change in less than a few seconds. Subsequently we talked about adding a border, talked about the hover of input, talked about the alignment of different input information giving, and so on and so forth. And mind you, if you are new here, please, you know our drill is to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell to get notified when we upload a new video. I hope you are doing well to listen to what we have for today. So without wasting much of our time, let's dive in to see what it's all about. So we'll go to a div environment, and as you can see I've created a form already for you, and the form I just indicated with W3 container, and I told you what W3 container works for, and the rest of the information will be might be strange to you. They will tell you see the result and we'll move on as usual. So this is the form, and this is what with the input we're having already. We're having a name, last name, and email. So right now it will be as a normal HTML element without styling, other than the div that carries the forms and the other information of the form, and the form itself as a container. So let me show you our now these are before as usual, and we're going to be showing you immediately after we implement the following. So now we have to tell W3 that this is a form and it's an input form. So what we're going to be saying, we're going to be saying as usual, I need to add a class input. Say W3, and what we say input. So let's see what that has for us. As you can see, it has been changed. You can see the difference. So let's see. Understand? See the difference? So these are after. So let's do that for the rest of the input elements we have right here. So let me see. Say W3 and the results remain the same. See, everything changes, everything works fine. So you say W3, see, and I guess we have the same. Okay, fine, everything goes fine. As you can see, we have already designed form. And if you go through the HTML files elements you've seen on your screen, you can see how I style each of these divs and what we use, which I've already explained before. So without wasting much of our time, let's go to cards. Using this card, we're going to add cards to the div container. We've talked about cards generally on major occasions, and you already know what it's all about. I know its functionality. So implementing it right now won't even change any situation, because we're having a dark background and the card format we're going to input will not reflect. So you already know what card is all about. So next we're going to be talking about what is known as border. Now we're going to be styling the border of this input element. So I'm going to be changing the colors, and let's say W3, let's say border, and let's say, shall I say light gray? Am I sure? So let's see. Maybe my light gray is not correct, I don't know. Let me just change. Let me just say red. Okay, here is our border and it's red. It's red. So this is how to do a border on your, change the color of the border and so on and so forth. So let's try to make something like, let me say round, to make it round, and let's say large. Let's say W3. What's going on? Now you can see the border here. Let me with the color red so you can see what I'm talking about. Sorry about this, my photo show to just, and you can see what we have right here already. So this creating a border and making the border color red as usual. I know you have known about this, and we don't have to talk much about this. So what we're going to be checking next is what is known as the border 0. Maybe we want to clear the old border out of it, because as it stands right now, this is a down, this border is down, like bottom, border bottom, and this is the whole border around the. So what we do, if we want to change the border, remove the border from each of these elements. Let me just copy these older ones and paste them around the other. So what we have here is like this, and let's just put it, was it in the email? Okay, let's put it somewhere here too. Okay, so let's see what we got. Okay, this is how it is now. Everything has, so you know the label, you can put it at the top or the bottom of the input, whatsoever it will. There's no difference about that. So what we check next is, let's turn this border to 0. So let's not have any border around it at all. So what we do, give it like this, and see there's no single border around the input we're clicking on. So this one is known as focus. You know, when you click on, you see the focus. So in subsequent video we might go through it, but if you are used to CSS, you can also use your external CSS to ignore this focus border around it, and so on and so forth. You understand? Now here is borderless, like there is no border around this. So let's just make the other ones like that so you see what I'm talking about. So everything, there is no, except we're adding the focus, except we're clicking on it and you can see the border focus we show, but right now we're not having any border around it. So if we should remove it, we will see that we now have border red around it. Understand? Now have border red around each of this. You can see now. So next we're talking about how to do hover color. We've said this several times and you should know by now. Overload, what should we say? Let's just say let's say gray. You can see even over it the background color changes, and you can see. So let's just make it a light gray. I don't know. That's not the spelling. See what's going on? Okay, so you can see it's having a light gray on the background already. So that is the hover color background. So let's indicate maybe we want to have the color background on its own. So what we just say, remove the hover. I told you this already, now we discussed about this. And this will be the results, and you can see we have the background already on it. So now we'll be talking about the input animation. So what we're going to be animating is just the width. You understand? We're going to be animating the width of this input element right here. So let me just give an inline styling of let me just say I want to give an inline styling that will help to, when we click on it, it will extend the width of our. So let me see. You see width. Let me say. 30%. Let's see this what we did right here. You can see. Let me show you very well. We did an inline styling to reduce the width of each of these input. So what we don't want to extend it, when we click on it, we extend to it 100% width. So what we do is just say W3 let's see if it works. So you see how it is. So whatever we click on it, it will extend to its complete full width. So let's just do for the rest. Let's just copy and paste it around the rest also. So let's see. So let's see. You see? You see now? You see? You see? So this auto animate our input. So now the next thing we're going to be checking is, let's remove this on the text value. Now we're going to be checking on checkboxes and you know what it's all about and so on. Checkboxes, radio button, and just like that. So what we're going to check now is how to use our checkboxes on W3 CSS. So let's start by indicating, let's say checkbox. What will I do now? Where do I start from? Okay, when using checkbox, what you do is just change this input here to check. Yeah, sorry, and let's see if it works. Okay, we didn't change our type, so now let's change our type to okay, we're changing our type to text checkbox, sorry. So let's see, and here we go, we have our check box already. So same for the, what is it called, we do the same for, sorry, we do the same for radio button also. So let's do for radio button, and we say W3 radio. And change our type right here to radio. And I guess, yeah, you know when you are doing a radio button, or you have to indicate if it's of two type. Okay, let me just make this somehow. Let me just duplicate this and make it. Sorry. Alright, check right. Let's see. Let's say married, and let's see what we have. So you can see we now have two checkboxes. Stand, we now have checkboxes. Okay, so we can also give a static check, like letting like indicating is already checked. Like let's just say, you know what I'm talking about. Sorry for. So it's checked. It auto change it, remove it, or change it like that. So same goes to the input. Sorry, the radio button. Let me just duplicate it. So let's say here will be. Let me say male and female. So let's see, I have male and female. So what we do, we just say let's just check, let's just make one check right here. Instead of required, I just say check. And as you can see, we have checked. So let's see, man, let's see. Understand, right? So you can change any either. So after filling your forms, you can submit it after filling all these requirements and so on and so forth. So you can also change your text color, like your label text color, like you can say W3. Sorry, see W3. See, I'm just green. Sorry, this is the background color, so just come and see. You can see our colors is not green, so let me just have this on all the stuff on our label. Okay, so let's do that for this also. And this also. So we have our forms and all our informations are ready to be submitted. So when you click the submit button, you put the button type as submit and something like that, and you know what it's all about anyway. So that is that. And what else we're going to be looking at today? We're going to be looking at what we know as the size of our div, and we're not talking about this much because we said it earlier on size of our text, which is using our text utility, and you should know what that is all about. We used it on some previous videos and you should go through it if you're not too sure. So right now what we're going to be doing next is just to give us an inline form of forms, like where we have name, and everything will be in a straight single line, you understand? And it's going to be similar stuff like the one of badge, what you know as, sorry, we'll not go to badge, the one of image. So let me just input all the information required and you will see what the result is all about. Since right now I created another div to show you how to put this in a role format that is also very responsive in a row format, that is putting your form in lines just like that. So let's just see what the result is before. As you can see, it's just similar as the way we did it before right now, but now you can see, but now we want to make it both of them will be in the same role. So as it stands now, I've created the div that contains the form that we're going to put in the role format, that each of the inputs will be in the same role. And I told you the last time we were talking about video, image alignment in a role, with use what's known as W3 say role, and say padding to create a padding around it. And I mentioned something about this, that maybe you are giving you're trying to create a div in a role. It depends on the number of div you are trying to insert in a role. If it's 3, if it's 4, if it's 2, sometimes you use W3 half or W3, you say W3 -3, or you say W3 to third whatsoever. So it will help to split this div into equal size of the screen. So what we see W3 half, see W3 half. So let's see the results right now. And you see we splitted these two into equal section of the screen, so they are in line already. So next we're going to be talking about how to insert a select option. So let's try and create that. So you know, using a select, this is gonna select. So we're going to be indicating our select option with W3 CSS. So you already know we have to give a CSS class that will help us to do the job for us. So what we do is say W3, we say select, we indicate with the word select. Then we can indicate with the name option or whatsoever, but it doesn't really matter anyway. You say option. Now right here we're going to be putting what option we want to use for our select. So what we do, we just say, let me say, and we say option. And what will be our option value? So first of all, we just indicate like our option value should be anything. So let me just say display select, and let's give it a word inside the tag. We say choose, and I want to say your option. So the next will just be indicating, so let me see, I don't want to duplicate all this. So let me just say, let me leave the value to be option for the rest. Let me say here will be, let me say option 1. Say 2. Three. So let's see what we have. And if we should click, it gives us our option. So thank you for watching. Do not fail to subscribe to this channel, hit the notification bell to get notified when we upload a new video. See you in the next video. Bye bye.
How it's supposed to feel.